Hi there everybody, welcome back to IELTS Breakthrough. My name's David. I help you to get a high score in IELTS. This video is all about how to use your AI tool in role-play mode to get authentic speaking practice. AI will role-play as an examiner. You get to deliver your answers, and then at the end you get some feedback on your performance. I'll walk you through the 3 steps. Step number 1 is setting up the role play. Step number 2 is doing the practice. Step number 3 is getting the feedback. Watch through the whole of this video and you'll know how to create your own AI coach that is ready for you anytime, any day. So, step number 1 then is to set up the prompt that AI is going to follow. This is very important. If you do it right, then you'll get a much better experience. In this video, we're going to look at role-playing part 1 topic for part 1, and then also the part 2 of the speaking test. If you remember, part 1 is a series of 3 or 4 questions, and then part 2 is where you have to speak for 2 minutes, and before that you have 1 minute of preparation. I think for role-play purposes, just doing 2 parts of the test is enough. We can do part 3 in a separate video. So here is the prompt that you can use. Now I'll paste this prompt in the comments in the video below, and you can copy and paste it directly into your AI tool. Here is what it says. You are a certified IELTS examiner conducting an official IELTS speaking test. Your role is to ask questions exactly as an examiner would. Neutral, professional, and without giving hints, corrections, or encouragements. Start with part 1. Choose one of the following topics: your hometown, your daily routine, technology. Notice that you've got 3 topics there. You might like to change up these topics or even add a few extra topics to the prompt to make this experience even more unpredictable. So it goes on. Ask me 1 question at a time. Wait for my answer before asking the next question. Ask a total of 3 questions. After part 1, move to part 2. Choose one of the following topics and give me a cue card. Describe a time you learned something new. Describe a place you enjoyed visiting. Again, in this prompt, I've included 2 topics that you can use, but of course, if you want to add more or change the topics that you're going to practice, that's absolutely fine. You can adapt this prompt as you like. So it continues. Tell me, you have 1 minute to prepare. Please start now. Then wait for me to type ready. Then say, please begin speaking. You should speak for up to 2 minutes. Wait for me to type finished. So when you do this, after you've prepared your ideas, you need to type in ready, and then you record your 2-minute talk, and then you stop speaking and you can type finished to tell your AI tool that you are done. Notice that in this prompt, we've told AI to take on the role of an examiner. We've told it to follow the real test format. And there is no prompt related to feedback. We're going to do that in step number 3. Now, step number 2 is to actually do the practice. And I've recorded a little demo of myself going through this prompt. So let's just demonstrate how this works in action. All right then, so let's just demonstrate how you can use AI to role play some speaking activities. There are a couple of things you should prepare before you start doing this role play. The first thing is make sure that you have your timer available. I'm able to get my phone timer up here on the screen, but of course you don't need to, you can have your phone just ready and just look at the timing on your phone. This is part 1, part 2, so of course you need, when you get to part 2 practice, you need to have your timer for 1 minute of preparation and 2 minutes of speaking. The other thing you need to prepare is some paper and pencil to make notes in the preparation stage. So, timer, paper and pencil. Get that ready before you start. Okay, so let's do it. Now, let's post the prompt in that I showed you in the video. So we'll paste that in and get it ready. Now, remember that your AI tool probably doesn't listen actively. I'm using ChatGPT for this demo. So when it comes to giving an answer, remember that you need to click the microphone icon so that your AI tool will listen to what you say and then transcribe the answer. Okay, here is the prompt. Let's let ChatGPT read it. My typical day is a little bit variable and somewhat unpredictable because I don't work a regular 9-to-5 job. But I have a similar kind of wake up time and go to bed time. I usually wake up somewhere between 5 and 6 a.m. and I'll go to sleep at between 9 and 10 p.m. But between that, I'm doing various different things, which might include working from home and going to the office. I would say I generally like my days to be different. It gets a little bit same old. What do they call it? I can't remember the name of the film now, but it's nice to have changes in the routine. However, I also like to know what I'm doing at least 24 to 48 hours in advance. Are there any parts of your daily routine that you particularly enjoy? Well, I guess the best part of my daily routine is when I have completed my morning exercises, I've had a refreshing shower, and I've been able to sit back, have a nice cup of coffee, and maybe just watch a little bit of YouTube while I'm having breakfast. So now we move on to the part 2 practice. The first thing is to give yourself 1 minute of preparation. So start your timer, and here is where you will be making notes on the paper. Now, if you remember from some of the other IELTS breakthrough strategies, I've talked about how you can get ideas for part 2. This is the most important thing, to have lots of things to talk about. The first strategy, of course, is your WH words. What, why, how, who, where, and when. These are triggers for ideas that you can use. Also, make sure that you have an idea for another one. And then after another one, then you can also use stretching, where you maybe share stories of related to the topic. So spend that 1 minute carefully planning and brainstorming. Okay, so our 1 minute is up. Now, before you do the talk, you do need to tell your AI that you are ready. Okay, so hit ready, and also remember that you need to record as you're speaking. So remember to click on the microphone button there. So let's tell ChatGPT we are ready. And we'll reset our timer. We'll start that and then start speaking. So the topic is, what is it? It's describe a place I enjoy visiting. There are several different places that I enjoy visiting. I guess the first one is southern Spain, where nowadays I don't go there, but my parents used to have a villa. The villa had its own pool. And of course, as you might know, southern Spain has got beautiful weather, especially in the evenings. The evenings were warm but not too hot, and I really used to like going to the various restaurants. They had some great restaurants there. You could eat all kinds of things. My favorite Spanish food actually was probably tortilla, which is quite a simple dish. Another place that I like going to is Bali. Bali, of course, is extremely rich in culture. It's quite well known for its beaches, but there are also lots of other interesting places to go. Ubud is still really nice. They beautiful gardens there, and all of the hotels have a really nice, relaxing atmosphere with beautiful gardens and greenery there everywhere. It's a nice, relaxing place to go. If I am lucky enough to have time to depart on a holiday, nowadays I don't like to do too much, although I do like to do hiking. My ideal holiday would be to spend 4 or 5 hours hiking every day, and then at the end of the day you can enjoy a guilt-free meal and a few drinks and just feel a certain sense of achievement. Okay, so let's stop there and submit it. And then ChatGPT just gives you one final round-off question. Do you prefer visiting places alone or with other people? Well, on this one, I'm probably a bit selfish. I do like visiting places alone because I like the kind of freedom to do what I want when I want. There we have it. How did I do? Did you think I did well? Of course, step number 3 then is to get feedback from AI. Don't skip this test. Basically, there's not going to be much improvement if you just practice and then do not get feedback. So we need to put in a new prompt to tell the AI tool to assess what we've done and provide feedback. Here is the prompt that you can use. The test is now finished. Please give me detailed feedback on my speaking performance across all of my responses. Evaluate me on the 4 IELTS speaking criteria: fluency and coherence, lexical resource, grammatical range and accuracy, and pronunciation, based on what you can infer from my written responses. Now, just to note that many AI tools can't actually listen, they can transcribe, and then the assessment and feedback is based on the description, the transcription that has been written down. They don't actually listen to what you are saying. So this is a pronunciation, a weakness in terms of feedback on pronunciation. The prompt continues. For each criterion, give me a band score estimate. one thing I did well and one specific thing to improve. Finish with an overall estimated band score. Now, actually, I've said this in the demonstration that you'll see in a second, but please note that the estimated band score is not always going to be accurate. AI is not a certified examiner, so you do need to take those AI estimated scores with a big pinch of salt. It might well be higher or lower in your real IELTS test. I say this in the video as well coming up, but I'll say it again. The thing is, I kept it in the prompt because I know a lot of you do want an estimated score, so I've kept it in there. If I'm honest, I would probably suggest actually deleting it. I'll let you choose on that one. Okay, so let's just go back to the demo now and see how AI evaluated my performance. Let's look at the feedback then. We need to give a new prompt into ChatGPT for the feedback, so I'll just paste that in. And there we go. So you've got some feedback on fluency and coherence, lexical resource, grammatical range and accuracy, and pronunciation inferred. So note that depending on your AI tool capabilities, they might not be able to assess the actual pronunciation well, because although it's listening, it's not listening, it's reading the transcript of what you said. The scores. So according to ChatGPT, it thinks I am 7.5. Well, there we go. I would say that from my experience, it's a little bit unreliable, the actual scores. So don't kind of think that you are getting an official score from your AI tool. However, it will give you some useful feedback. So I would suggest to you putting aside the actual scores and look at the feedback and comments that you get if you want to improve. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is how you can role play with AI and get some real speaking practice. Let's just recap the 3 simple steps. Step number 1 is to set up the prompt with all of the instructions as to how AI will perform. Use the prompt that I've given you, and if you like, you can keep the same topics, add extra topics, or replace the topics included in the prompt. Then step number 2 is to actually practice. Go to your AI tool, make sure that you have a timer, paper and pencil ready, and go through it. Practice it several times. The first time will probably feel a bit more difficult, but after you've repeated step number 2, 3 or 4 times, you'll feel a lot more comfortable with the process. Finally, in step number 3, get feedback. And again, I've given you the detailed prompt that you can give to AI as a separate prompt to obtain feedback. You might want to consider here whether you delete the request for AI to supply an estimated score for you. If you're interested in using your AI tool to do more practice with IELTS, check out the IELTS Breakthrough YouTube channel. I've got plenty of videos that concentrate on how you can leverage AI to get more practice and, of course, improve your IELTS score. And if you're really serious about getting a high score in IELTS, check out the IELTS Breakthrough Study Zone. This is an affordable online course for the academic version of IELTS, where you get all of the essential tips and strategies and practice all together, ready to help you achieve your IELTS score first time rather than take it 2 or 3 or 4 times at once. The link is in the description. In the meantime, why not move away from speaking and concentrate on your writing? Check out the videos on writing task 2. I'm just about to release one on the background statement, which shows you how to start your task 2 answer with a bang. Check it out right now.